What up, y'all? It's Mikey. Welcome back.
What's good, guys? It's Nick.
So we're going to be talking about week three predictions, who we think is going to win, and we might throw some stuff in there about fantasy football. What do you think, Nick?
Well, I'm thinking that you got beat by the worst player in our league, so yeah, I'd love to talk
No, I
about
did.
fantasy.
Did. I'm a little embarrassed, and especially that I was talking mad shit to you, but not hitting 100 points.
Right,
Kind of shitty.
and then the next week is smacked. That's why I
It
love
sucks,
fantasy
dude. It's like it
football,
was
man.
hard this right, but it was hard this week with all the fucking injuries and shit, dude.
I know.
Still, you know what? Fuck Davis. Fuck Davis.
Fuck
Um,
Davis. Week three opens up with a great game, just an absolute barn burner with
it's
the
a
Dolphins and
barn
the
burner.
Jaguars. The Dolphins and the
Dude, I
Jaguars.
would. This game is such a barn burner. I would enjoy watching it with Jim Ross and JR commentating. There might be a chair to the back of the head in that game.
Yeah, Gardner
So, like Nick
Minshew
said,
fucking run wild.
right. So, like Nick said, it's Dolphins and Jaguars in Jacksonville, where I believe they're still having fans, and they're probably going to have a few more on this Thursday night football game. So, we'll start with you. Who's going to win and what the score is going to be? Let's get a doesn't have to be a bold prediction, as this game's kind of weak. But who do you think is going to be your top fantasy performer in said game? Go.
I definitely got the Jags pulling this one out. I think they'll put
Go.
up some points. Honestly, it'll probably be like 30 to 14, and I think my guy James Robinson is going to be the leading fantasy performer with at least a couple
Ooh.
touchdowns.
Rushing touchdowns.
Just total, two total,
Okay. And what'd you say the score was going to be?
about 30 to 14. I would imagine the Jaguars
30
actually
to
don't look
14,
terrible this year for some reason
right?
so far.
Right. You got 30 to 14. You have James Robinson as the fantasy performer, and the Jaguars coming out at 2-1.
Yeah, which is surprising to everybody.
A little bit. But Jaguars, I mean, they have a decent team. I like Doug Marone. For my pick, I'm taking them too. I think this is going to be closer than what people think. Fuck, I'm going to say 24 to 17. The Jacksonville Jaguars pull this one off. Minshew Mania is going wild, but 24-17, don't get it twisted. I think it's more like a 24-14 game with like 4 minutes left, and the Dolphins hit a field goal, and it's a little closer than it really is. I think Gardner Minshew is able to run the ball, use his feet for the first down, and I think DJ Chark is the
DJ
man
Chark,
with
do do do.
three touchdowns in this game.
DJ Chark with the freaking hat trick.
Three touchdowns, all of Jacksonville's touchdowns. One is going to be a burner, like a 60-yarder.
Damn.
It's really high profile.
Okay. He's clearly homing for his own fantasy performers.
No,
That
it's legitimate. That's what I think.
that takes us to the Bears and the Falcons, where the Falcons are 0-2, and I mean, can they afford to go 0-3? And the Bears are shockingly 2-0.
Right. That's why it's weird. That's why. Am I go?
Yeah, yeah.
I go, right? I go. That's why I'm picking the Falcons. Falcons offense is phenomenal, and this is a good confidence boost for the defense if they can slow down Mitchell Trubisky, which isn't known to be too hard. So I
Playing well
think
this
they
year.
are able to.
Playing
This is
well.
right, but I think this game is going to be the high scoring game. I think this game is Atlanta's going to take it. Um, I think this game's going to be a 24 score at the end with Atlanta taking it. Matty Ice, 4 touchdown passes.
Okay. Okay, Matty Ice. Matty Ice kind of been balling out this year, to be real, though. I
Yeah, didn't
actually,
I fucking pick him in fantasy?
Yeah, he did. He's been playing nice. Late rounder too. I
Like the
actually
only good thing I did in fantasy.
I got the Falcons coming out of this one too. Probably like 28-20. And I got Calvin Ridley continuing his hot streak and going for 100 and a touchdown this game.
I'm at my boy Julio only getting 2 catches, 24 yards.
And my man was struggling. He dropped that easy dime at the what was it, like the end of the half there. Would have been almost a touchdown, but it was
Yeah,
a long bomb.
I kind of see why he dropped it, not making excuses, but you're kind of used to how the ball falls from Matt Ryan. And when you have,
That ball didn't even
was
look
it
like it was gonna
somebody
reach him. That kid, whoever threw that ball, what was it like
who threw it?
Russell Gage or something? That was probably one of the
Right,
worst looking
right.
throws I've ever seen in my life.
I think that's why. I think he's used to the ball kind of falling a different way. So I get it. I'm not going to fault. It's Julio Jones. I'm not going to fault him on
It
that.
looked like that dude was throwing like his entire life force into that football and barely made it to Julio. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean?
So he threw the ball like Doug Flutie.
Right. It's always short. Speaking of Doug Flutie, next we got the Rams and the Bills, which could be
This is a good one.
both 2-0. Um it's at it's in Buffalo, not that that necessarily matters, but it's my
Fans in Buffalo.
I'm gonna pick the Bills to stay hot and win this game and advance to 3-0 here. And you know what? I think they're gonna do it off the coattails of um man, you know what? I'm thinking about that now. That's a tough game.
Come on, dude. Pick a game. Pick it. What do you got? But you said you had Buffalo. What's the score?
And I think this is gonna be a close game though. I think it's gonna be like 2017 Buffalo. And I'm gonna say Singletary is gonna get in the end zone twice at this game.
Okay. Buffalo and the Rams in Buffalo.
That's a tough game.
Not yet cold weather. Rams are going to win this game.
Yeah, I can
Rams are
see
going to
it.
win this game. It's going to be 27-21 or 27-20. 1 point difference. I think the Rams win this game, and I think this game is the Jared Goff game.
His coming out party. He's been playing pretty well. I mean, a lot of guys have been playing pretty solid. A lot of these
Yeah.
young quarterbacks, Goff, Trubisky.
But you know what though? You know what? I'll be honest. If I'm gonna give Buffalo like a little side note, only because of all the fucking haters I'm gonna get because of this. So the side note is the Bills can win this game.
Oh yeah, that's why I picked him. But that's why I hesitated because I like
But there's
my
there's one
hesitation.
thing.
My hold on. My hesitation was that Rams pressure and Jared and Josh Allen's ability to turn the
Right.
ball over. I think if Buffalo loses this game, it's 100% because Josh Allen didn't take care of the football.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that the shoe on the other foot is I chose the Buffalo's Bills to lose. They could win if he's able to escape the pressure on some big third downs and use his feet to get a first down without turning the ball over and trying to lateral it every third down run that he has.
All
That's
right.
that's the way the Bills are gonna win.
He runs. He's got to run like those kindergartners that have like those tethered things to him. Somebody's got to be like that distance
Oh,
away
dude,
from him at all times.
it's one of those things. It's one of those things where you don't see a lateral quite often in the NFL.
But he makes
But for
sure
some
of it.
reason, when Josh Allen is running the ball, it's one of those you're cringing before he's even doing the motion, like he's going to do something stupid.
Yeah, he's either
That's
gonna get
Josh Allen.
smacked or something.
Right.
But speaking of
All
young
right. So it's an
quarterbacks, we got Washington and Cleveland. Battle of
oh,
Haskins and Baker Mayfield, who played well last week. Does he continue
right.
that hot streak or?
Is this my pick?
Yep.
Oh, this is a tough one, dude. This is tougher than you think. Yeah, I got to go with Cleveland. I'm going with Cleveland. I'm going to go 24-14. I think Cleveland's going to win because of their run game. It's
Yeah,
not what people think is the answer. They think the answer is Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry and Austin Hooper, but no, their answer is Nick Chubb and fucking Kareem Hunt.
yeah, they got to keep those dogs off of Baker Mayfield, and those dogs are Chase Young, Kerrigan, um, that D tackle
But
there, Payne.
you also see how comfortable Baker is when he's able to actually do a legit play action and people bite.
Yeah, because people are going to start respecting that run game with Hunt and Chubb, which
Right.
they're the real deal.
That's what I mean. For last year, if you watch the like, especially the Niner game last year, the dude would have a play action pass. As soon as he got his head around to look downfield, he's getting hit.
Yeah, you got to give somebody an opportunity to make a play, you know. But I got
So
Cleveland
yeah,
winning
so I
too.
I choose Cleveland.
Yeah, I got Cleveland winning, and my fantasy performer is going to be Austin Hooper making an impact this week.
David Njoku's out. Is he out for the year?
I'm not positive if he's out for the year, but Austin Hooper's been a great blocker this year too, kind of like that George Kittle role. So I think he finds the end zone this week.
This is true. We shall
Uh,
see.
Next up, we got the Titans and the Vikings, and the Vikings have lost two close games, and it doesn't get easier with the Titans. So man, that's a tough game to pick. Like I don't know if the
It's
Vikings
not for me though.
I don't know if the Vikings can afford to go down 0-3, so for that reason I think that they don't. But and another reason why I think is like that Titans defense got dotted up by Gardner Minshew and the Jaguars. So I mean, I don't know, they're a little bit suspect. The Robinson for the Jags went off for over 100 yards. Vikings have Dalvin Cook.
There's a,
I
who's at
think
home on this one? Do you know?
Vikings. So I think the Vikings kind of squeaked this one out, 28-24 with Dalvin Cook.
Who's the fantasy stuff?
I think Dalvin Cook will be the fantasy performer of the game.
That's right, baby.
2 touchdowns total.
Oh, many fucking times today I'm agreeing with you. I agree with you. The Vikings. You know what? This is tough. I'm only picking the Vikings because they're at home, and I just want to say this: they win if they run the ball more than 20 times with Delvin Cook. They lose if they don't.
Yeah.
Period. That's my bold prediction. That's why, to me, Delvin Cook is the fantasy performer of this game. If they win, he has at least minimum $125 and one TD minimum
And if anybody's wondering,
with four catches and 40 yards.
oh wow. That's yeah, that'll be that's a pretty much a good Dalvin Cook stat line, I think. And if anybody's wondering if they're in the Minnesota area, we got tickets as low as only $66, so check them out. And
It'd
then
be a good game to go to for
right,
$66.
and that brings us to the Las Vegas Raiders against the New England Patriots.
Raiders.
Yeah,
Sadly,
Raiders.
sadly enough, we can't say how the Bride of Chucky does tonight because the game is happening right now in their stadium.
Yep, we're going to be looking forward to seeing that stadium unveiled. That'd be cool to
Actually,
see.
already 10-0 Saints.
Oh no, kidding. Who scored so far?
Alvin Kamara with a touchdown, and then Lutz.
Oh wow. So the Patriots I think continue to roll. They lost a close game uh to Seattle late. Cam didn't get in, but Cam's been looking good. He looks like they changed that system around to fit him and his abilities. Looks like they all been meshing pretty well. I think the Patriots win this game. Uh, 24-10 with Cam Newton continuing to roll here and being the top fantasy performer of that game.
You said 28-10.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to agree with you with the victor. And again, we're fucking agreeing too many times. Typically, we don't because you're a piece of shit.
It's only because
what?
No, go.
No, I'm going to go with the Patriots here against the Raiders too. I think Cam Newton is too much. The Raiders do have a chance to win this game if they're able to win at the line of scrimmage with Josh Jacobs. Outside of Josh Jacobs, they don't stand a fucking chance.
No.
And the Patriots win this game 30-17. And I think the fantasy winner of this one is James White, who's going to come back. Last week, his parents got in a car accident and his dad died.
Yeah.
Passed away. His
R.I.P.,
mom
dude.
was in critical condition. Hearts go out to James White and his family. I really think this is going to be the James White coming home party and show out for his dad. I think he's going to be the fantasy stud.
That'd be a nice story. That sucks. That brings us to your San Francisco 49ers against the New York Football Giants.
Right. So I get this one first, right?
Yes, sir.
So obviously I'm going to pick the Niners. I'm a homer, but I think we are very lucky to be playing the Giants without Saquon Barkley. It's kind of a blessing in disguise to play against them, then the Eagles, then the Dolphins. Meanwhile, we have a bunch of injuries, and I keep saying we because I'm a huge Niner fan. The Niners win this game. It's going to be a low-scoring game only because a lot of the injuries. I'm going to call it 24-10. And I think the fantasy stud of this one is going to be. I think this one's going to be Brandon Ayuk.
Oh, boy.
Rookie for the Niners out of Arizona State with Herm Edwards at head coaching duties.
Yeah, I think the Niners, they have to win this game. It's one of those games on the schedule with the current injury issues that they have.
Seahawks, Cardinals, and Rams are all 2-0.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like with the injuries that they have right now, this is a game that they have to win. So I got them taking this game, but it's gonna be close. I think, or like 21-13, and I could see Jerick McKinnon being the fantasy star here.
He had a good game. Yeah, I could see that.
Getting a few catches out of the backfield, being that scat back, check down type of player. See him get into the end zone.
Tevin Coleman's going to be out. Raheem Mostert's probably going to be out. So it's probably going to be Jet McKinnon and a lot of Jeff Wilson Jr.
And Kittle's not slated to be back this week, right? Or is he?
What's tough? He is, but with that turf and the way that all those injuries happened, I'm really hard pressed to see them putting him on that field.
Yeah, I mean, might as well save your players earlier in the year.
They can beat the Giants without him.
True.
Should be able to.
And that brings us to the Bengals and the Philadelphia Eagles, who have just looked atrocious. I mean, Carson Wentz and that offense. I mean,
Carson Wentz, yeah.
This is not looking good for them. I know that offensive line is absolutely atrocious. I do think they get it done in this game against the Bengals. Finally, they get this done at home. Probably 24-17 Philly with Carson finally getting a game where he he does something well, and I think he'll put up some good fantasy numbers in this game against that Bengals team.
Right. Good call. I mean, Carson Wentz has really been struggling as of late. I know they have that left with the right tackle that kind of came back out of retirement that started at right guard and now he's at tackle. So their offensive line is kind of figuring it out, which I think this is the game that they will figure it out. Dude, beware of the Bengals though.
Yeah, they're no joke.
They haven't had too many injuries during all this.
Burrow's looked good. They've been in the games that they've lost.
I'm
And
going to go on the limb, and I'm picking the Bengals in this game.
I can see it. I mean, that team puts up points. They have a good run game. That Eagles team is just real suspect right now. That's certainly a game that the Bengals could steal.
I call it 21-17.
With the Bengals stealing
And
one.
I think the fantasy football winner in this is Joe Mixon.
Hey, that'd be huge for your boy because I need something out of him. That
But I
brings us
think it is.
that brings us to the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are rolling at 2-0, and Big Ben.
Ooh.
So you
Boy,
go,
Big Ben is looking good though.
yep, Big Ben's looking pretty good. Um,
At that arm, he's got Dante Johnson. He's got Juju. He's got James Conner. He's got Benny Snell.
the team's pretty loaded.
So, yeah, Eric Ebron's up there. They got a solid defense. Are they playing again? It's Pittsburgh and who again? I'm sorry.
The Texans. Texans. I mean, do they drop to 0-3 here?
Let me take it back. And hopefully you can add a visual or a little fucking snippet into this fucking video here. Back from one of our previous podcasts going over our yearly prediction, I'm pretty sure somebody out of us two said the Texans could go 0-4. I'm starting to think that guy was fucking me, your boy.
Yeah, actually, I do actually kind of remember you saying that the Texans could start off pretty rough, and we're both talking about how the Texans just with what they've been doing throughout the offseason, like this start of the year could be very rough for them, and it looks like we were pretty much on point there.
Right? That's probably pretty much the only thing I was on point with. Unfortunately, it doesn't help my draft fantasy football because I have Watson in like 3 of my fucking leagues. But if he's down for the count per game, it means he's throwing the football.
Yep.
But let's go back to my scores. So I'm going to have Pittsburgh in this game. Their offense is picking up momentum. Their defense never lost momentum. Um, it's going to be a close game, a high scoring game, I think. I think it's going to be 34-27, 34-30 open game. I think it's one of those games where the Steelers, it's like a grind it, back and forth. But the fourth quarter is going to be a whole lot of James Conner and Benny Snell. And I think I'm the fantasy MVP for this game. Big Ben. I'm gonna go Big Ben.
Let's go, Big Ben. Another one of my guys.
Big Ben's gonna have a rushing touchdown in this game. Look out.
Yo, vintage Big Ben. Yeah, I got the Steelers taking this one too. I don't think it's going to be that close, unfortunately. I think it's going to be about like 28-10, something like that. And I got Deontay Johnson having a nice game here with a couple touchdowns.
He plays the slot, correct?
Yeah, they pretty much use all those guys all over. Yeah.
Let's say he kind of moves it, but he plays well in the slot from what I've seen.
Yeah, they got a nice little tandem right there with him and Juju. So that brings us to the Jets and the Colts. And this game's going to be at Lucas Oil Stadium. And the Jets are 0-2, and the Colts are 1-1. Does Phillip Rivers? And I think Phillip Rivers takes this team to 2-1 here. Jets just don't look like they got it this year. They look pretty rough. And right. I could see Jonathan Taylor being the standout here, getting a couple of touchdowns and 100 yards.
Go back to the score. What was the score again you had in mind?
Oh dang! I don't even think I said it. I think I got the Colts winning this game. Uh, like 21-7. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy.
Okay. I mean, for me, the tough part is not who's going to win. The tough part for me is what the score is going to be. For me, it's easy. I think this time the Jets doesn't. They don't have. They lost Perriman, who was their only receiver. Jamison Crowder is still out. Le'Veon Bell's out. That offensive line is demolished with injuries. I think Forrest Buckner's going to have a day. Um, the Colts are going to win this game handily. I think it's going to be a 27-13 game in the end. And I think this is your yearly T.Y. Hilton game.
T.Y. Hilton, let's go. He's always good for a few every year. That leads us to an interesting game with the Panthers and the Chargers playing their second game in the new stadium.
Question is, who's going to start?
Yeah, what do you think, Tyrod or Herbert? I mean, at this point, just real quick, I feel like why not? Why not just go with the young kid at this point?
Well, apparently they've already said if Tyrod's healthy, it's his start.
Oh, okay.
I think there's more to the story because from what I'm gathering, and there slight even though slight variances in the verbiage, meanings are a lot different. So what it was is before the game they said he had a chest injury.
Yeah.
The verbiage was changed to chest pain.
What does he have, a stroke or something? What is he?
No, I think it's
What is he, a
ribs.
girl or something?
I think it's his ribs. I think he either broke or fractured a rib.
Oh, dang. Tyron Woodley status.
I think you're right. Well, that was he saved face by having that fucking bitch ass rib break on him because he was getting that ass whooped.
He was. He was.
But anyways, I think that I forgot my train of thought. What was I saying? Help me out here.
Oh, the Tyrod with the chest injury.
Yeah, they said it was chest pain, so that leads me to believe he might have like a fractured rib or a broken rib. And I think the organization is using this to save face and say, "Oh, that's our guy," knowing in the back of their mind, doctors, no way you're going to clear him.
Yeah, I mean, he played well against the Chiefs. I mean, my opinion, like that's not a playoff team really, but they're a solid team, and why not just play the kid and see what he has?
Right. That's what you got to do now. You got to find a kid in a year or two
Tell you what, he
and
didn't
build
look bad
around him
though.
with the. Oh, he looked freaking good, in my opinion. He was solid. He was an NFL starting caliber quarterback, no questions about it. Um,
So,
this game is what? Where is it played?
second game for the Chargers at home.
And who is it? It's Chargers and
The Brady Tidgewater led Carolina Panthers,
oh,
who
and you know
are
what?
who are
Christian
without.
McCaffrey's not in this game.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is gonna be a Charger. This is gonna be. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do it. This is gonna be a
yeah,
uh,
do it. Come
20,
on.
24-10 win for Justin Herbert.
Okay.
And Justin Herbert's going to lead the fantasy stat line with
Oh,
215, 225, 2 touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown.
bold strategy, Cotton. I got the Chargers winning this game too, and I got Joshua Kelly finding the end zone twice for the top fantasy performer. And that brings us to
Kelly.
the backup running back there. I got this game. This is a tough one for the Bucks rolling into Mile High, but then again, it's a Drew Lockless, Cortland Suttonless Denver team.
Right.
So I got the Bucks winning this game, and I think Leonard Fournette is going to continue to be the power player here, and I got him rolling into a big fantasy game.
Rolling in the dough, huh?
Rolling.
Would you say the score was?
I got the Bucks winning this one pretty good, actually. I feel like they put up some points, 28-14.
20 or 28?
28-14 Bucks with Leonard Fournette finding the end zone a pair of times.
Okay. I got 30-16. The Buccaneers winning this game. I think you said it. I think the Broncos were hit kind of like the Niners with the injury bug, especially if Drew Lock is out of this game. A lot of field goals. That's why I got 16. Um, for your fantasy stud, I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you because I have him. I'm gonna say Leonard Fournette gets a $150 and two TDs.
Let's go.
Two titties, boy.
Let's go, Fournette. And this brings us to the Lions and the hot Cardinals team. They're 2-0. Lions are 0-2. Cardinals look
Big
good.
game.
Cardinals look good. It's in Arizona. What do you got here?
Yeah, I want to make this one quick. Cardinals are going to win this game 34-10.
Yeah,
And I think it's going to be the Kyler Murray show.
as your top fantasy performer here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Cardinals winning this one pretty big too. I'd almost even agree with you on the score, to be honest. 30, 34-3, 30, 35, 42-10, something around there. And I'm hoping to God that this is Kenyon Drake's breakout game for my own sake. And that brings us to a pretty big game in the Cowboys and the Seahawks in Seattle. Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott. Who you got?
Cowboys, Seahawks. You know what? Damn, I hate both these teams. They're going to tie.
If the Seahawks and the Cardinals both win, they both are at 3-0 in that division.
I know. I said they were going to tie, but I'm kidding. Cowboys are going to win this game. Hate to say it. Cowboys are going to win this game.
They're going to roll into Seattle and pull it out, huh?
31-27 in the fantasy stud, over 200 rushing yards, Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh, wow. Zeke's going to eat. I feel like that's the only way that the Cowboys do win that game with that Seahawks defense not quite being what it is.
That's how you got to win that game.
Yeah,
That's how you got to win that game. Like I said earlier, Bruce Irvin's out for the year. They don't really have LJ Collier's not cutting it out of. I believe he's out of TCU. Not cutting it, bro.
Yeah, I still think Seattle wins this game by the skin of their teeth, 24-21. I think Russell just finds a way to win this game with Chris Carter. But I do think Zeke will be the fantasy performer of that game, though, despite losing.
Yeah, he's gonna have a big impact for sure.
The Sunday night game is a good game. The 2-0 Packers up against the, I would presume, will be the 2-0 Saints after tonight.
30-10.
I got the Saints winning that game, and I got it being a pretty high scoring game, like 38-35 Saints with Drew Brees being the top performer here.
I'm gonna swing your shit back on you. Score was mighty fucking close for what, because I already had in my mind what I was gonna say. I was gonna say 38-31 Saints. 38-31 Saints. And just like you said with Zeke, even though he loses, Aaron Rodgers is the top performer with over 450 passing yards or touchdowns.
Let's go. Big game. I'm starting them.
Heard it here first. Monday night game. What do we got?
Monday, Chiefs Kingdom, baby. This is going to be
in New York City having fun with your girl.
Yep, anniversary weekend. Going to be out in New York City living it up, doing what I do, being an aristocrat.
Not watching the football game?
No, I'm watching. I'm going to be at some local establishment watching the Chiefs moved to 3-0 in a tough game against the Baltimore Ravens, winning this game 31-28 with
Harrison butt kicker.
Yep, butt kicker's going to win it for us again, and this is going to be Mecole Hardman, top fantasy performer of this game. Mecole Hardman.
Okay. I'm going to go hard, bro. This is a statement game for one of these two teams. It's a statement game for one of these two teams.
It's rough that this game is so early in the year, but this is what it is.
One team is pissed off more than the other. And that team is Baltimore Ravens, and I think they're going to win
this kid is such
44 to 37. And the fantasy football stud is Lamar Big Truss.
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Yeah.
If anybody don't think that, you can come see me.
Dude, he's going to break his femur getting off the bus for this game, so I'm not even worried about him. And
he's still going to run over you guys. I'm scared of your defense. Your secondary is iffy already without Tyrann, or with Tyrann Mathieu. That's all you got. He can't spy Lamar Jackson. I hope they don't try to make him do that.
What? Dude, Lamar never really played like lights out against Kansas City in the last two meetings, so
yeah.
Hey, last two meetings, Chiefs are 2-0. This isn't going to change. 3-0, Chiefs Kingdom. It's going to be a tough physical game. It will be. They're gonna run the ball 400 times. I already know how the game's going to be played. It's going to be read option, read option, read option, read option, read option. Read option.
Mark Andrews.
One random.
I got him in fantasy, so you need to do something.
One random overthrown bomb to Hollywood Brown. You know, I already know how this game plays out. They'll break off a few runs. They'll break off a few runs. It'll be a close game, but Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, we get it done. And that's going to wrap it up for today, folks.
I want to go watch this fucking Raider game, man. I want to see this new stadium. They're already losing 10-0.